This is a Squiz podcast. We're your shortcut to being informed.
Squiz Kids! It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Hello and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Bryce Corbett. It's Wednesday, October 6. In Squiz Kids Today, Facebook's on the fritz. Pooh's bridge up for sale. How Tik Tok is playing tricks on kids, and why elephants are scared of bees. That's what's making news, kids style.
The lowdown.
It's been a crazy couple of days for Facebook. Yesterday, millions of users of the popular social media site were left in hashtag limbo when Facebook and the two other social media services it owns, Instagram and WhatsApp, all crashed at the same time. The crash was put down to a technical hitch within the company. It was not, they said, the result of a hack. A hack is when someone from outside breaks into a computer network and gets their hands on data they're not supposed to have access to. The big crash came only days after a woman who used to work for Facebook and Instagram gave an interview to a TV news program in America saying that even though the platforms knew that they could be bad for people's mental health, and especially bad for teenagers, they chose to do nothing about it because they were making too much money to change. These are claims the company denies.
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in Kent, a beautiful county in England, where a bridge made famous by Winnie the Pooh is up for sale. If you've ever read the classic Winnie the Pooh books by author A.A. Milne, you know that one of Pooh's favourite games is Poohsticks, where you stand on a bridge with a friend, throw a couple of sticks into the river below and run to the other side of the bridge to see which stick emerges first. The bridge, which is being offered for sale in England, is the same one that Pooh author A.A. Milne used to stand on with his son Christopher Robin and play Poohsticks. Lovers of Winnie the Pooh are hoping that the bridge will be bought by a museum and put on display for Pooh lovers everywhere to enjoy. I've stuck a link to a cartoon of Poohsticks in today's episode notes, which, if you're really well behaved today, your parents or teachers might let you watch later.
Animal Kingdom.
And so to Africa we go, where, in the country of Kenya, farmers have come up with a creative way to keep elephants from eating their crops. They've started building fences using beehives. You see, elephants are terrified of bee swarms. A bee swarm is when a beehive is disturbed and the bees swarm together in a big clump and chase after whoever or whatever has disturbed them. And given that bees sting and all, it's not exactly a pleasant experience if you get caught in a bee swarm, even if you're an elephant and you have really thick skin. Kenya's farmers have been experimenting with lots of different ways to keep elephants out of their fields and away from the crops they grow for food. Sometimes they've even taken to shooting guns at the elephants. By putting up wire fences and hanging beehives off the wire, when an elephant touches the wire, it disturbs the beehive, bees fly out to see what's going on, and the elephants turn on their heels and scamper. Nobody gets hurt, everyone's a winner.
Newshounds.
Today, we're launching an important new segment of Squiz Kids called Newshounds, part of our new Squiz Kids for Schools program. Every day, all over the world, millions of people believe things that aren't true that they see on the internet, on their phones, and sometimes even in newspapers or on TV. Why? Because they don't stop, think, and check. Together with Squizzy the Newshound, we're going to do just that. Scratch beneath the surface of stories we think are fishy and sniff out the truth. And to kick off proceedings, a new study of the social media platform TikTok has found that within minutes of logging on, children as young as 9 years old saw videos promoting some pretty silly lies about COVID and vaccines. One TikTok video even suggested that getting the vaccine would turn you into a zombie. But a good newshound knows to stop, think, and check. Think about it for a second. If there were widespread terrible side effects, like becoming a zombie, would all these doctors, nurses, and scientists be encouraging us to get vaccinated? Does it make sense that this is only being reported on TikTok and not by professional journalists? And, of course, do zombies even exist? And once you've thought about it, go and check for yourself. Look for some facts, like a good newshound would. There are some terrific COVID fact-checking websites where journalists have already done the work for you, and I've posted a couple of links in your episode notes. Oh, and a spoiler alert. You might get a sore arm, but a COVID vaccine is not going to turn you into a zombie. I promise.
Q&A call-out.
The 143-story treehouse is out soon, and it features a baked bean geyser, a spooky graveyard where it's always midnight, and a fish milkshake level. Ew. Apparently the penguins love that one. Author Andy Griffiths is a good friend of Squiz Kids, and he's agreed to take the Q&A hot seat once again, but this time with a difference. Instead of answering your questions about his new book, he wants to hear your craziest, most creative ideas for a treehouse level. We'll choose the best ones, you'll record yourself presenting the idea, and Andy will pick the one he likes the best. And of course, there are prizes up for grabs. Send in your suggestion in 250 words or less, using your best descriptive writing skills, or send a drawing, or both, to squizkids@thesquiz.com.au.
Time for the Squiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. What's the name of the famous bear whose famous bridge is going up for auction in England? That's right, it's Winnie the Pooh. Question number 2. What insect are elephants especially scared of? Yeah, that's right, it's bees. Question number 3. Which social media platform has been found to be spreading vaccination misinformation to kids? You got it, it's TikTok.
Shout-outs.
It's October 6. The Nobel Prize for Chemistry will be awarded in Sweden today, which means the Nobel Peace Prize, which is the biggie, will be awarded later this week. It's also National Mad Hatter Day in America, where fans of Alice in Wonderland go just a little bit crazy. Plus, it's a special day for these Squiz Kids celebrating a birthday today. Lacey from Exeter, Carl from Brisbane, Olivia from Thornley, and Charles from Double Bay. And belated birthday shout-outs to the following Squiz Kids who celebrated birthdays during the school holidays. For which I reckon we should roll out the old birthday reggae tune. Hit it. And it's a happy belated birthday to Nate and Oscar from Brisbane, Samuel from Abbotsford, Clementine from Footscray, Lachlan from Narrabeen, Aparajita from Mount Colah, Miranda from North Ryde, Ruben from Kingston, Toby from Auckland, Samantha from Padbury, Abby from Book, Elsie from Melbourne, Aisha and Sophie from Perth, Isla from North Nowra, Hugh from Mitcham, Lachlan from Corrigan, and Livy and Emmy from Narrowena. And finally, because our friends in Melbourne, Canberra and Sydney are still in lockdown, we're sending out home learning herograms. Herograms today go to Mrs. Killick in Class 3-4K at Belrose Public School, to Class 5G at Bel Air Public School in Adamstown, and Class 5-6N and Miss North at Dobroyd Point Public School. Jamie in Class 5-6M at Stanmore Public School sends a home learning shout out to Miss Mitchell and thanks her for being an awesome teacher. And Abby from Narrowena would like to thank her teacher, Miss Barnsley, for making Zoom calls so fun. And finally, a classroom shout out goes to Year 4 at St Mary's School in Ugali in country New South Wales, who are lucky enough not to be in lockdown. Don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want a shout out, or if you're after a classroom shout out, or you'd like to send a home learning herogram, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au. Well, that's all we have time for today. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids today. We'll be back again tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out.